So basically, I wanted to start this not to be fake. That's the last thing that I want to do. I think we have enough fake in the world, and we need to push that to the side because it's not helping any of us. I decided, let me share with you guys what it is about and how I'm handling it and the things that I do to de-stress and the whole nine. And I have a 5-year-old son who was born with cortical visual impairment. For a lot of you that don't know what that is he has issues with his eyesight. He was born legally blind. He also has hypoplasia, and what this all means is basically that his eyes are fine. It's the cells behind his eyes, the cables behind his eyes that are not fully developed. So his diagnosis basically led to a lot of other things that kind of pushed him back developmentally. So around 2 years old, he was still in he was about 1.5. He was still in the infant room because he wasn't walking. And honestly, there's a lot of things that my son is doing now that he's completely progressed, and he's doing so much better, and he's an amazing kid, period. Okay, he is incredible. But it's not easy. Getting to him to where he is now, by the grace of God, it is not a cakewalk. It is something that you tend to struggle with. So, along with the other things that goes on in life. So here you have this amazing, beautiful child that he's my firstborn, and just trying to get him to learn everything that he needs to learn. And you're looking at other children because he's in, when they're young, they're in preschools and daycares that are with children that are their age, because you're still trying to navigate this life with special needs, and it's not easy. So you tend to compare. Sometimes I compared my son to other kids, like, oh, he should be doing this and this and this and that, even though he had early intervention. It was just like, it was rough. So this video, although I will have other videos about the things that I've done to get him to learn the alphabet and learn how to count and learn how to walk and learn how to drink from a cup, these certain things will be in other videos. But this video right now is literally for me to just express how difficult it is, because I feel like that's what's not talked about. We don't talk about it. A lot of parents with special needs, with kids with special needs, they don't talk about the tough times. I'm on a lot of groups on Facebook, and I'm in a lot of resource groups in my neighborhood, and everybody's like, oh, my beautiful, this, that, and that, and that's great. Of course, everybody thinks their child is amazing. My child is amazing, but it's tough. It's tough. But what I did learn on this journey is that God does not give you anything that you cannot handle. He does not give you anything that you are not strong enough to get through. I was reading the Bible, and one scripture I do want to share with you guys today is James 1:12. I own an in-home daycare, so it is one of the scriptures that's up on my wall. And it says, "Blessed is the man who is steadfast under trial and perseveres when tempted. For when he has passed the test and been approved, he will receive the victor's crown of life, which the Lord has promised to those who love him." So, that scripture has gotten me through so much. It's one of those scriptures I look up at and I'm like, okay, persevere, persevere, persevere. So basically, when my son was around 2 months old, he's my first, so I was paying attention to milestones and, trying to see what it is that he's doing new this week or this month and all that good stuff. And I just realized, like, he's not paying attention to the light. His eyes aren't following my finger, certain things like that. And I was worried, you know. I'm like, at first I'm like, oh, you know, this is normal, right? And I'm looking it up and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm speaking to the people that are around me and I'm like, you know, something's up. So then around 3 months, we found out that he was legally blind. And it's like, what? My beautiful little baby, my beautiful little son. And if you can see, there are pictures behind me of me and my son. And it's like, what do you mean that he's legally blind? And I just remember his dad and I being in the hospital, and his dad asking the doctor, well, what's the worst case scenario? And he said, well, worst case scenario is he will never be able to walk, he will never be able to see, and he'll have issues with tens of other different things in life. But I am happy to say that by the grace of God today, my son is walking, talking, eating by himself. It's pureed food, but he's eating by himself. Drinking with a cup, you know, all types of things. Counting, telling people no thank you when he doesn't want to continue doing something that they're doing. You know, he really is doing such an amazing job. But let me tell you about the things that I struggle with, okay? So basically, raising any child, in my opinion, can be tough. I truly feel that way because children are difficult, you know? Sometimes you get blessed with that child that is just doing everything they're supposed to do, no tantrums, no this, that, or the third. They're just golden child. Well, let me tell you something. As much as I love my boy, he was not a golden child, okay? He was 2 years old. I remember him being 2, and we were going through some issues at home. And this is not for me to bash dad at all, you know. Some parents just don't get it until they finally do get it. So I will say, you know, finally he's got it, but he didn't have it back then. So I was dealing with the stress of basically raising this child and having that emotional stress on myself. Like, it was all on me. IEP meetings were all on me. Meeting with therapists were all on me. Anthony had 6 therapists: occupational, speech, vision, mobility, physical, they were all very important. And then you had a home nurse. And here I am, a mom that literally has to work full time, but also juggle a schedule and figure out everybody else's schedule. So I'm like, okay, to each therapist, what time are you coming? Okay, what time are you coming? What time? And it's just like, it drives you insane. And then also trying to find time in your day to bond with your child, you know, like outside of therapy, outside of school, and outside of work, like trying to find time to get to know your kid and find things that you both love to do. And you know, it's not easy. It is not easy. And also on top of that, I feel like sometimes, like through every phase that my son would go through, I'm not going to sit here and say that I didn't think to myself, oh my goodness, this is too much for me to handle, I can't do it. Because I'm going to tell you something right now, for those of you that never felt that way, congrats and kudos to you. But me? What? Okay. No. Okay? It sucked. Alright? I'm going to say that right off the bat. It was so hard. And there were times that he went through certain phases and I'm like, I can't do this. I give up. I give up. It's just too much to handle. I love him, but I can't do this. And honestly, it is okay to feel like it is just too much to handle. It is okay to feel that way because we're human. You can't just be on top every single day. That's a robot. I don't know who is on top with having a child with special needs. It's difficult. It's difficult, and sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it truly does suck. But then you sit there and you look at your baby and you look at that kid that you created and you're like, I love you, I love you, I love you, and I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep pushing for you. I'm going to do this because you deserve to have somebody who is there that is going to keep helping you get through all of this. And I'm telling you, it was nothing but God that got me through what we went through and got me to where we are today. Nothing but God. He gets the highest respect, because I wouldn't be here being able to even share my story with you guys if it weren't for God, okay? I had my son at 18 years old. He was born November 11th. They're still kids. You were the one that had this baby, so you're the one that has to wake up and grow up. And honestly, like, it hit home, because it wasn't one of those situations where it's like, oh, we get to, oh, my kid's normal, we get to do this and get to do that. No, my son was legally blind. I remember his father and I taking him to the beach one day, and when we got to the beach, it was one of those days where it was like everything was perfect. We both loved the beach. Well, I don't anymore because I don't like the sand, but we had both loved the beach at the time, and we're sitting here, the water's calm, it's not too hot, it's not too cold, there's no flies, and we're sitting there, and all I remember him saying is, I just wish he could see it. I wish that he could see how beautiful it is out here. And it's things like that that really hit home, Those are a few things that I dealt with when it came to, him being at that stage when he was young, And then there are a lot of victories. It's not all bad. And I'm not saying that it's all bad, but we don't even like to talk about when it is bad. It's different. It's difficult, But like I said, there are victories, and one time my son, he was, I forget how old he was. He had to be like almost 2. He was 1.5, I believe, and he was in the infant room, and he had tons of physical therapy, tons of mobility therapy. He started walking, and he was this little drunk little toddler that was just waddling, and he would just listen to whatever he heard and follow the noise. And when I tell you, it filled me with so much joy, because although we got the worst case scenario from the doctor, I'm a mother, it's in the back of my brain, like, oh my God, this man said he could possibly never walk. Well, my son started walking in the infant room. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining in today to listen to me rant about my son and our journey. And I just hope that you really like this video. If there is any content that you truly want to hear or know about, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I definitely will have videos up of the things that I've done with my son to get us to where we are today. And I'll have videos up of the ways that I de-stress, and I'm still learning, okay? So just because I'm sitting here with my hair nicely done, okay, let me tell you something. It is not easy, okay? I'm still learning, but I feel that the best way that we parents with children with special needs can learn is from each other. And if we are all talking to one another, we are all learning. So please, please, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.